Goddess of Awesome here, and today is day 5 of my final tour mission, and I have a few updates for you. It was really challenging driving last night. I should have got on the road a little sooner. I ended up making a final video for you in the evening, and should have got on the road sooner. A lot of snow to the point where I couldn't even see the lines on the road, you know. That was really scary. I'm from LA. I'm not used to snow. I was driving like 40 miles per hour. Eventually I was able to do 60. As I got further north, surprisingly, the storm wasn't as bad and the road actually became better, and that was a blessing, a major blessing. So I laid down last night at 1:30. You know, I got in around midnight or 12:30. By the time I got checked, you know, set up and checked in and did some email, lay down at 1:30, and I woke up at 7:10. So I was booked at 7:30 this morning, and I have a couple things I want to say real quick about this morning's appointment. So I offer a double, and that's where you can have a happy beginning, a wonderful massage, and then you have a happiness again in the end, right? So it's like 2 scoops of ice cream. And I had someone go for that, and I could tell, you know, it may not happen the second time because I could tell it was taking too long the first time. And so, you know, in moments like that, I have to make a call, right? Am I gonna work it and let it happen now? It's not gonna happen again at the end. I already know. I can tell. I can feel the energy, you know. It's not true for all people, but with this individual, I could tell. So I had a choice, you know, should I let him pop and then maybe we'll get there again, or should I not? Should I stop, you know, 10 minutes in, flip him over, do a massage, and come back? I mean, here's the thing. If you do a double and you take 20 minutes each time, you know, probably the second time is going to take longer if you take 20 minutes the first time. So if we have an hour session and I'm doing 20 minutes in the beginning and you need 30 minutes at the end, guess what that was? That was the entire session, just having that person face up. I can't do that. It's not healthy for any person's body to do the same repetitive motion again and again, and I'm certainly not about to do a full session of just someone being face up, you know. So the best thing to do would be, you know, 7-8 minutes in, if nothing's happened. You know, most people pop in 3 minutes or 5 or 6, somewhere in there, you know. Going into 10-minute time, you're getting into extended zone there, you know. So what I should have done is just flipped him over. What I could tell though is that he was getting close, and I didn't know if I should let him get close and then flip him over. That seemed a little mean, so I just went ahead and let him have his first one. And when it was time to get back to the next one, yeah, it didn't happen. You know, he needed a lot more time to enjoy himself, and there was no rushing it, so I had to just, you know, you just have to wrap it up and let them know we just have a couple more minutes. You know, I'm an amazing, skilled provider, right? I have crafted this art to mastery, you know, and if it's not going to happen, you know, I've worked all my magic. I pulled out all the tricks I know with my fingertips and hands, subtle suggestions that I have figured out. I have figured out some suggestions you can physically and energetically give in the moment of to kind of encourage things to happen. I'll share that with you on my private site. So anyways, so I could have flipped him over and not let him have his first one, but I let him have his first one. We did a great massage, and then he didn't have his, you know, we tried for the second one, but he didn't get it. Here's the thing with that too, like if someone goes for the double and they don't get to go twice, do they get a refund? No. I just administered all that energy and time. I definitely gave it my best try, and just because someone doesn't achieve the end result doesn't mean that I didn't put in my effort. So no, there's no discount there, you know. So So my next person I seen, he's a regular, and seen him a few times. I'm actually surprised what happened today. He didn't pop at all. And if I would have known he was going to take that long, I would have got there sooner, you know. I don't remember him being a person who takes that long. So, you know, sometimes when you're an older gentleman, sometimes you never know, right? You never know if it's going to happen fast, or if it's going to take a while, or if it's going to happen at all, you know. So this particular person, I would say he's average size, you know. An average size, from my experience, I'd say it's about 5.5, 6 inches, right? That's what most people have. There's exceptions. There's certainly smaller. I've definitely seen smaller, and I've definitely seen bigger, but 5.5, 6 inches, that's about it. So sometimes when you're working on someone who's a little smaller, and if they need a lot of extra pressure, like forceful squeezing, you know, that's kind of hard to do, right? Because there's not a lot to grab onto, and how do you squeeze it to death, or give it as much squeezing pressure as they are asking or needing when you know, there's almost nothing to grab. It's like I'm holding on to thin air with as much power as I have, you know. That's not good for my hands. It's not good for my body. So this particular individual, who, you know, average size, and I'm surprised he didn't have his moment, you know, he needed a lot of extra pressure. So, you know, I have a lot of skill. I have a lot of patience. I would say I have a high threshold for discomfort and pain. I definitely can endure. I have a lot of endurance on a lot of levels, you know. See me in the gym. I can endure, you know. So if I'm getting to a point that my arms are starting to talk to me and tell me that, hey, this isn't good, we're not, you know, he's basically taxing me now. It's more energy than I normally assert on any given person, and now I'm asserting way more energy on this particular individual because he can't get there, and he's now requesting for me to squeeze harder. Well, hell, I was already squeezing pretty good, you know. To squeeze harder, about choking it, you know. I guess that's where the term or the phrase comes, choke the chicken. Yeah, I get it. I just choked someone's chicken this morning. I choked it good, and it didn't work, you know. It didn't have its moment. So I could tell the energy wasn't building. It wasn't rising, you know. He was kind of at a plateau. He could have stayed there a long time at that space, and, you know, if I'd been his girlfriend or his lover, maybe we would have, you know, let him have that gift. But, you know, it's an hour session of therapy, and we're getting close to the end. So with that, I asked him to help. Sometimes somebody knows, you know, everybody knows their body the best. They all know their body the best. So I asked him to help, to maybe get it there a little closer. I always feel bad if they don't have their great moment at the end. Like, I want that for them. That's what they came for, sort of, you know. They came for other things too. They came for the restoration of the entire experience is restoring, you know. But obviously, you know, some, you know, men have a goal, and I feel bad when they don't get there. I mean, I can't overcompensate and help them get there. If I did the best I could, that's all I can do, you know. So with this person, I asked him to help, and maybe he could get there a little closer, faster, and I could finish the end, you know, raise the energy to the point of almost, and then I'll take over. Well, he gave it a good 25-second go. Nothing accomplished, nothing raised, didn't take it out of that plateau space, and handed it back to me. So here we are, like 2 minutes to the end of the session, and nothing's gonna happen. I can tell where the energy is, you know. So he's given me the request to squeeze even harder, but, you know, I'm squeezing so hard at that point that, you know, I'll endure it for a little while if I think someone's close, if it actually is gonna happen. But I could tell it wasn't going to happen for this person, so there's no need for me to knock myself out like that. You know, it's kind of it's taxing at that point, and I don't need to spend my energy like that. So, you know, all I could do is just, when it didn't happen, I asked him again if he wanted to try, while I went and got a hot towel, because obviously it's time to wrap up now. And he did give it another go, but nothing nothing happened. So he did comment at the end after he got dressed that he needs a lot more pressure than what I was applying. And, you know, I was choking it. And in motion, you know, I'm working motion and I'm squeezing the life out of it. I don't know how much more squeezing he needed. There was nothing more for me to grab onto. It was just kind of almost like sand falling from the palm of your hand when you squeeze too tight. It was just nothing was there for me to hold on to. So we wrapped it up, and you know, I gave him this good hug, and he's on his way. I don't know if I'll ever see him again. I don't know if I'm going to come back to this town. Yeah, I went to go post. I went to post just now, and my ad has been flagged. So the community has taken my ad down. So I'm in a very conservative zone, and you know, I definitely think I'm in a red state, and you know, churches are very prevalent here, as are the sensibilities of being conservative. So you know, they don't want it out in their face. I get it. Thank God I'm just here for one day. You know, thank God I had done pre-advertising. Thank God I had pre-bookings. You know, thank God I had previous people. You know, I could email and let them know I was in town. So emails are kind of important if you can do that. And there are other advertising venues. You know, this is just one that flagged me. But anyways, I have more to say. I'm going to stop it here so I can start the next section, because the next section is going to be, you know, a totally different topic, but still kind of related. So that was the first part of today, day 5, and I am the Goddess of Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'm about to make you the continuation of this morning now in the next video. So for now, I'm going to say bright blessings and be well.